All right, what is going on, guys? UFC Fight Night Oliveira versus Gamrot has just ended, and this is going to be my 4-fight post-fight reactions. I only watched the last 4 fights. I could give less of a shit for any of the other fights on this card. I didn't care to watch them. I didn't watch them. I started watching. I didn't care to watch this one necessarily either. It just happened to be when I got back home and sat down to watch. We have Jonathan Diniz versus Mario Pinto. Absolute domination from Pinto. I'm going to call him Mario. I like that better. Absolute domination from Mario. First round, took Diniz down. Held him down pretty much the entirety of the first round. Ground and pound damage. Trying to remember, did he have a submission locked in or not? I didn't pay too much attention to this fight. I think at one point he had a submission, but ends up getting the TKO in the second round over to Jonathan Diniz. Diniz couldn't do anything to stop the takedowns. Absolutely no takedown defense for Jonathan Diniz. So Mario Pinto gets it done. Second round TKO over Diniz. The win, what does it really mean? Nothing. It doesn't really mean anything. Like I said before, he's got decent stand-up, and that's about it. Once he gets taken down, it is really hard for him to get back up to his feet. I love to see Mario get back in there with a somewhat quick turnaround. Moving up the card, the featured fight on the card, we have Vicente Luque versus Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez gets it done via unanimous decision. This was a beating. This was brutal, brutal beating of Vicente Luque. I mean, he got the dog shit beat out of him for 3 rounds. I believe it was the first round we had that fake eye poke? I think it was the first round. So first round, Alvarez beating up on Luque. Throws either a left hook or a right one. I think it was a left hook. Hits Luque. Luque thinks it's an eye poke. Is like, stop. He poked me. And they have a little bit of controversy there. The ref doesn't immediately start the fight back up after he finds out that it is a legal blow. He has the doctor come in and check on Luque's eye. They continue the round. But if I'm being honest, as much as, Alvarez clearly won the first round, he was getting touched up by Luque, like quite a bit. He was taking shots. He was taking them decent, but Luque is not known for, I know he got a knockout a couple fights ago, but he's not really known for super good power, or nuclear one-punch KO power. I'm kind of worried for Alvarez in his long-term at welterweight. Because he's really tall, and he's got a big frame, but he's kind of Luque looked like he a little bigger, muscular one. Not that that's kind of gay that I'm saying that, but I think he needs to put on a little bit more size if he wants to stay at welterweight, which obviously I think he wants to do. He doesn't want to cut to lightweight anymore. But I think once he starts getting the top 15 of the welterweight, I think he's going to have kind of a tough time with the other people who are they're stronger, they're more physical than Luque, will say. But the other, second and third round, complete domination from Joel Alvarez. Second round, I gave a 10-8 for Alvarez. I think the judges might have as well. I don't remember. But it was just a brutal beating. There were multiple moments where he possibly could have the fight stopped, but they didn't. Luque just got the dog shit beat out of him for 3 rounds. And, yeah, that's that. He's not even that old. I think he's 33 years old. Still at the tail end of his, prime. But I think, really, after that knockout loss to Jeff Neal, I think something changed in him. And I don't blame him. If something mentally changed in his head, I don't blame him whatsoever. He's kind of just... He goes up there and gets his ass beat a lot recently. And just... It sucks, because I'm a fan of Vicente Luque. But what can you do? Moving up the card, the co-main event. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. Deiveson Figueiredo gets it done via split decision. I looked at the judges' scorecards for this, and it was kind of wonky. So I had it the first 2 rounds for Figgy and the last round for Montel Jackson. The one judge that gave Montel Jackson the fight gave him rounds 1 and 3. When I thought the first round was very clear for Figueiredo. And the second round was probably the most competitive, where it was kind of hard to score it between the 3 rounds. But I leaned Figgy. He had a little bit of control time, and I think he did a little bit better on the feet, landing the more damaging shots in that round. But again, it was really second round was really close. but I leaned Figgy. So I had first and second round for Figgy, and then third round, Figgy kind of started to slow down a little bit. Jackson picked it up and was landing better shots in the third round. So I gave the third round to Montel Jackson. He might have had a takedown of the third. I can't remember. One of the rounds he got a takedown. I don't remember what round it was. It could have been the second or third round. But yeah, I thought Figueiredo won 29-28 first and second round. It's not super impressive win from Deiveson Figueiredo to get a win over yes, Montel Jackson is not a bum. He's not bottom of the barrel. He's a good bantamweight, but Figgy's talking about he thinks he can give Merab problems. First of all, everybody says that nowadays. It seems like you come off of one win, you can get a title shot, and then you give Merab problems allegedly. But I don't see that being a competitive fight. In fact, I think the Sandhagen fight will probably that he had with Merab. I could see Merab beating Figgy worse than he did Sandhagen. But, solid win from Deiveson Figueiredo. See if he can put a streak together and maybe make a run for the title. He's not fought Merab, and they kind of don't have a lot of people that haven't fought Merab. I mean, it's probably not going to load as fast as it did. I mean, we got Jan might, if they want to push for a faster turnaround, you might do Jan next. And then the winner of Bautista and Nurmagomedov, that's what you're looking at your next title challenger after Piotr Jan. Other than that, you have Zahabi coming up the ranks. You got David Martinez who's just got ranked. Vinicius Oliveira coming up the ranks. You don't have a whole lot of contenders really at bantamweight that are very clear-cut number one contender. Now, if Mario Bautista gets a win over Umar Nurmagomedov, that definitely would make him a clear number one contender outside of Piotr Jan. But Jan got absolutely dominated by Merab. Anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic. Maybe he can put something together. Maybe he can't. I don't know. Moving up. Main event. Great main event. I loved it. We have Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. Oliveira gets it done via second round. Rear naked choke. More of a... he had a rear naked choke. It was on his jaw. But he tapped. So that's all that matters. It was a competitive fight. Kinda, up until it was stopped. Or up until the second round, really. First round, kind of trading back and forth. Gamrot gets in on a takedown. Oliveira has him in an omoplata, but really hard to finish omoplatas in MMA. It's easier to finish them when you're in a gi. Easier to keep people from rolling out of it. They're in that position for probably a minute and a half, and finally Oliveira ends up on top and then ends up getting Gamrot's back. They didn't land too much in the first round on the feet. I think Oliveira landed a little bit better the shots in that first round, but then he, completely controlled Gamrot the entirety of the rest of the round. Gamrot got a little bit of control time in the second round, maybe 45 seconds to a minute, but Oliveira definitely had probably 2 minutes of control time with having Gamrot's back and having him in a submission. And then second round comes out, just doesn't give a shit, throws caution to the wind, moves forward, is just taking shots from Gamrot, eating him well, and just throwing at Gamrot. And you can tell a clear difference. Like I said in my prediction video, Gamrot's not known for his nuclear power. He doesn't have really good power or anything. Oliveira does have good power, and he can affect when he connects to his opponent. He can affect them very clearly. It did when Oliveira would land shots versus Gamrot would land shots. You could tell the difference in power. Eventually gets the back of Gamrot and gets the rear naked choke victory. Calls Max Holloway out for a BMF title fight. I absolutely love that fight. They had that fight a long time ago. Holloway won. It was a weird injury. I think it was where Oliveira injured his esophagus somehow. I don't remember exactly how it happened. But, sure, why not just throw it out there for the BMF title? They can have a title fight on a, pay-per-view or something. It could be the co-main event. As much as I'm really not a fan of the BMF title, Oliveira's probably realistically never going to be the actual champion again. And as sad as that is to say, I think if Islam moved up to welterweight and Ilya didn't move up to lightweight and just stayed at featherweight for a little bit, I think Oliveira probably would be champion. Because if we look, if Ilya stayed at we got Armin, I guess Armin. It'd either be Armin or Charles Oliveira. They'd probably just have done the rematch for the belt, and that'd have been a really good fight. But yeah, either Armin or Oliveira would probably be the champion right now. But that didn't happen. So I like that fight next for Oliveira and for Holloway as well. If he can get a win over Charles Oliveira, former champion, that will get him one step closer to a rematch with Ilia Topuria, because I think is he the one that's lasted the longest in title fights? That is, I think Zalal went all 3 rounds with Topuria, but in a title fight, Holloway probably has had the most success versus Topuria and has lasted the longest versus Topuria. They don't last very long when they go with Topuria. But anyway, what do you guys think of the main event? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think Charles Oliveira should fight next? Is it Max Holloway? Is it Paddy Pimblett? Who is it? Who should he fight next? Let me know down below. Make sure to drop a like in the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.